It was another tough day for the Wisconsin Badgers. The injuries continue to mount, and they could not put points on the board for the second consecutive week on Saturday, facing a defense that is as good as it gets in all of college football. We'll hear from some of the Badger players after the Saturday game against Ohio State. We sit down with outside linebackers Sebastian Cheeks. It was Rose Bowl Champions Reunion Weekend. Players and coaches from the 1993, 98, and 99 teams were in town to make for a special weekend for those guys. All coming up on this week's edition of the Badger Sports Report.
Tate slot right, Smith wide right, Ennis to the left. Pistol formation, handoff, Bo Jackson, and he gets nabbed by Darrell Peterson outside the 25-yard line. Ennis and Tate to the right. Now Ennis will motion to the left. Shotgun snap, Julian Sayin. Badgers sending four, including the safety, Emilio Agard, who gets to the quarterback. The redshirt freshman out of Philadelphia, Emilio Agard, coming off the corner. Spills the Ohio State quarterback at the 12-yard line. Shotgun snap, playing with tempo. Back to throw, Sayin, winds it up. Throws it deep, right side. A rainbow for Jeremiah Smith. That is deflected away, incomplete. And that is excellent coverage from Ricardo Hallman.
Set the standard. Set the standard. Let's go.
Ricardo Hallman from one end of the yard to the other. Touchdown, Wisconsin, as the Badgers are back in the fight. In stride, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Wisconsin. And a clean path to the quarterback, Christian Allegro. He's gone, 10, 5, touchdown, Wisconsin.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by UW Health and is brought to you by Hy-Vee and by Construction Business Group, by Gruber Law Offices, and by WEA Member Benefits.
This is a cup of coffee. It's to go. Because here, you're on the move. Our team coordinates all your appointments, so you see all the experts you need quicker. Because when you're facing a complex condition, it feels like time is being taken from you. So, we found a way to give it back. Welcome to East Park Medical Center. UW Health. Remarkable.
Clear your path to a great career today. Climb to reach your career potential with no loans and no debt, so you can earn while you learn. A Wisconsin Operating Engineer's Apprenticeship is your opportunity to work outdoors and get heavy equipment experience. Partner with your employer for serious pay, great health and pension benefits. Acquire real-world experience while building Wisconsin together. To start your career journey, visit join139.com today.
It's the simplest expression. The smallest thing that changes everything. A smile. So easy. A smile lights it up. Apologizes. And welcomes unconditionally. Because the shortest distance between two people is a smile.
Thank you.
Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
It's tough, right? It's hard. It's hard to stay positive when things are going like this, but I think, you got to look at who's around you and the guys that are in the locker room with you. I think we got a great group of guys who come into work every single day and bust their tails, and that's who you're playing for, is the guys around you. So I think that's where you stay positive, is just you come in and you see guys who come in every day and put their heads down and work, and you don't want to let them down.
It's kind of just really a mindset, it's a tough loss. We know we have injuries. We know we're not the best. We're not fully strength right now, but we need guys to step up, and especially young guys. And as a leader, I try to, especially the freshmen. Guys, our time's gonna come. This is our opportunity to perform and put stuff on tape and to grow.
Offensively, I don't know if we have an identity of who we are. I think we do things well and we don't do things well, but it's tough. You're not going to win football games if you can't score, right? And that starts up front, right? That's how you get the offense moving, so we got to be better every single day.
I think we got to continue to do what we do. We didn't force really a turnover today, so I'm the type of guy, what are the solutions? I don't want to cry about the offense not scoring. How can us as a defense be better, special teams be better to put ourselves in better positions to, maybe give them short fields and where maybe they score, whatever the case may be. So looking at more solutions than crying about, them not scoring.
There's no quitting in this team, and we all have heart. It's not going how we want to, but we just take it one day at a time, one play at a time, and one game at a time. You never know what can happen. Next week we might beat Oregon, so we're just keeping our heads forward. We're not looking in the past. That happened. We're going to look at it tomorrow, fix what we had to fix, and then we're going to keep competing. And that's what I love about this team. We all have heart, and there's no quit in us, so we're going to keep going. It's just happy to see other guys have no quit as well, so we're going to keep going.
I think we got great leaders from top down. I think Coach Fickell, something he said earlier this week, not dead, can't quit. So that's something I've been saying to myself all week. We're not dead. Got 5 games left, so I refuse to quit, and I'm telling that to my position room, to the defense, and some of the guys on the offense as well. Like, we're not dead. There's no need to quit. We still got a lot to play for, whether it be guys wanting to go to the NFL, guys that'll be here next year, there's still a lot to play for. So continuing to relay that message, and I think that's where we're going off of.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, WEAbenefits.com.
Your animals depend on you every day. So we build equipment you can depend on every day. Equipment that powers through mud, dust, and extreme weather. So cutting hay, feeding livestock, and managing land is easier. Loaded with intuitive, innovative features and tech, Case IH equipment isn't just built to work. It's built to work for livestock producers. Case IH, built by farmers.
This past weekend was a Rose Bowl Champions reunion weekend, celebrating the teams coached by Barry Alvarez in 1993, 1998, and 1999. All dramatic, one-score games, all going Wisconsin's way. That tends to be how Rose Bowls are. And with that, we bring in head coach Luke Fickell, who played in one of those dramatic one-score games of his own. Hard to believe it's coming up on 30 years ago. But it's a quarterfinal game now. It's changed with college football, as we know, in a lot of ways. But I just remember the first time as someone covering it back in the mid-'80s went to one. It was bigger than life. All I have to do is cover it. What was it like for you playing in it and then coaching in it later?
Well, I would start with saying I'm a traditionalist too. And if there's one place where the national championship in college football should be played, I think it should be played in the Rose Bowl. I think whether it's on January 1 or not, but it ought to be, a 3:30 or whatever that is, 4 o'clock kickoff like the Rose Bowl is, so that as it hits the fourth quarter, the sun sets and the mountains. It is to me what college football is all about. And I got some great experiences coaching and playing there. Ones I'll never forget, and I'm sure the same way with the guys that played here. And it's a lot nicer when you come out with those victories as well.
What do you remember? You would have been up against the 93 team, the tie here at Camp Randall Stadium, and then on the staff in 98, 99. What stood out to you about those Wisconsin teams?
Obviously well-rounded football teams, that whole idea. And that's an era of complementary football, but I think that's what Wisconsin always was. And some would say, what do you mean? They just run the no, just their ability to play off of each other, their ability to, like you said, win one-score games. There's a lot of talent on those teams as well. There's a lot of guys that are in the Hall of Fame here not because they just went to a Rose Bowl and won Rose Bowls, because those guys were NFL players as well. And sometimes I think we forget about some of that. That yes, they're great teams and they did things together in the complementary football, but there were some players on those fronts that had a long career in the NFL as well.
Go back to your first answer. I think a lot of people are saying here about how the national championship game should be there. Different coaches particularly in the Big Ten, or I guess the old Big Ten, had different approaches as to how you wanted their guys to go through the routine at Pasadena. Do you take it all in? Do you go in the day before, get on the grass, take in the surroundings? What was the approach with you guys?
Well, the Rose Bowl is always a little bit different. And not to say I played a ton of them or coached in a ton of them, but it was definitely more of a business trip where a lot of the, bowl games in college football, even when I was in school, they were a bit of, okay, yes, there's a game to be played, there's a business, but there was, hey, let's enjoy what the season has brought and be able to have a good time on these bowl trips. And whether you're in Florida and going to Disney and things like that, or, you're in Pasadena and you're going to go to Disney as well, but the Disney trip was a little bit shorter when you went to Pasadena. And it is a little harder because, the travel is a little bit different when you're out in California, but I can, as a player and as a coach, there's a different mindset of playing in that game as far as, is this a fun trip or is this a complete business trip?
We talk about dramatic games. The Badgers, obviously, in '93, the '94 Rose Bowl, UCLA's drive-in, and then they run out of time, and all the dramatics of the '98, '99. I know this is a Badger show here, obviously, but you guys had the dramatic late drive against Hall of Fame talent on both sides of the ball. It's probably surreal in a lot of ways when you go through something like that, right?
It is. That's what, again, I don't know what the exact history is, but there's obviously been some incredible matchups, regardless of who from the Big Ten, hopefully, was in them. But they have been so close. They have been one-score games. They have been battles back and forth. And I think that's what, that's not what just makes the game, but over the history of things, that is what has made the game. And there's a lot to be right on it. Nowadays, it might be a quarterfinal game, but in the true traditions of it, it's something, in the final standings of a 1, 2, or 3, we're on the line.
It's important. I always thought, Luke, one of the strengths of sports, if it's college football, whatever, is being able to embrace past teams, past seasons. And this weekend really does that for Badger players, Badger fans. But that is a big part of the attraction. It's why people love sports, because you can remember when. And both, Wisconsin, obviously Ohio State, with a lot of great history in Pasadena as well.
It is, and that's what continues to bring people together. That's what continues to make it so much fun, not just for the players to come back, but for the fans as well, because there are some memories, and they remember those moments and those times. And in the midst of all of us have tough things going on, whether it's now in the moment in a family, but what you can remember from some of those opportunities, those events, bring a lot of joy to all of us. And I think that's what was so cool to see, when those guys come back, not just the excitement that they have, but the excitement of the people that are around them, how they remember them, and what they remember is unique as well.
Yeah, no doubt. A lot of memories, a lot of old stories with the guys, and a lot of memories for the fans, either in person at Camp Randall or however the game is consumed. A lot of great memories of some terrific Badger teams. We'll take a break. More to come as we continue with the Badger Sports Report.
Have you heard people say women's sports are having a moment?
It's not a moment.
Moments are fleeting. They come and they go.
This isn't just a moment.
But success is nothing new at Wisconsin.
History in Wisconsin.
There's a history here.
8 championships.
So let's celebrate women's sports for what it really is.
It's not a moment.
It's not a moment.
It's a movement.
And you're invited to come along for the ride.
UW Health, proud title sponsor of Badger Women's Sports.
Clear your path to a great career today. Climb to reach your career potential with no loans and no debt, so you can earn while you learn. A Wisconsin Operating Engineer's Apprenticeship is your opportunity to work outdoors and get heavy equipment experience. Partner with your employer for serious pay, great health and pension benefits. Acquire real-world experience while building Wisconsin together. To start your career journey, visit join139.com today.
Well, the Badgers looking to improve the defense, and they have done that in the early stages of this season. A lot of more depth in the interior of the defensive line and some pretty good guys off the edge who can disrupt quarterbacks in the offense in general. One of those is Sebastian Cheeks out of Skokie, Illinois, transfer from North Carolina, year 2. Now, as a Badger, and Sebastian, what's the difference for you, the feeling just going through this the second time around at Wisconsin, things that you learned in year 1 that are helping you in year 2?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. There's just like a lot of growth in the position overall itself. Last year, kind of end of camp, I was making that transition from going from inside to outside. So there's just been a lot of growth just in terms of the technique and everything that is required out of the position itself.
There was a feeling that was a natural move from the outside looking in for you to be outside.
Yeah.
It's easy for guys like me to say. What was that like for you?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I had a little bit of background in high school, but I think Coach Fick and the rest of the staff had an eye for it, and some guys went down, and they kind of looked to me to step in, and some of those skill sets I've put, out there, and I kind of just used that to my advantage and found ways to, like I said, grow in it.
With other guys who have come here either out of high school or via the portal, you have a lot of options. I know Michigan's coach Sharon Moore had offered up that, Michigan reached out. So I'm sure there were many others. What was the difference? What made Wisconsin a good match for you?
Yeah, just the factor of it being close to home and just the overall culture of Wisconsin, the brand and what it stands for. It was something that was attractive to me, and then obviously wanted to grow my game. Just the development piece there for me, challenge myself in ways that maybe I haven't been challenged before. So that was kind of attractive in that regard for me.
Yeah, you mentioned the culture, and a lot of guys who are veterans in the program. If it's an Aaron Witt, if it's a Dale Peterson, those kind of guys. How have they reached out to you? Or are you reaching out to them too, and just finding like, okay, what goes on here? How do we do things?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's been huge just in my journey overall, and it's a testament to the room and what we bring to the field and off the field as well. It's a lot of good guys who are pushing each other competitively, and that's all you could really ask for, at the end of the day. And so I'm just looking to find a way to mold in and do the same for the younger guys on the team.
Talking about guys who can disrupt off the edge, mentioned that at the top. I've named a couple names already, and you got a Mason Reiger, Tyrese Fearbreed.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good group. You guys can stay fresh, a lot of competition, but a lot of chances to grow too, I would imagine.
Yeah. Like I said, it's good having those guys. Obviously, just the ones you named, Tyrese and Mason, guys who kind of came in this year as transfers. We embraced them as brothers, and I was on that path as well. So I think it's only made us a better group, and that's all you can really ask for.
I mentioned at the top also about on the interior, a lot bigger guys, there's more depth there.
Yeah.
In the defense, you tweak things here and there. Has there been a feeling, Sebastian, even going back spring ball, fall camp, that you guys could ramp things up on the defensive side, slow down the run, disrupt the quarterback? Did you feel a sense of confidence, not just with you personally, but the defense collectively?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, personnel, it was definitely a big factor, but also give a lot of credit to these coaches because scheme-wise, they've changed some things up, allowed us to play on different surfaces, different edges. So it's allowed us to play a lot more fast and confident, and I think it's showing on the field as well.
We were talking to Daryl in the spring, and he said, "I just go play, just go let it rip."
Yeah.
So is it kind of similar deal with you?
Yeah, no doubt. I think just the less thinking you can do, like hone in on your job and just go execute. That's really what defense is about. Not to make it too complicated and just go out and just play physical. At the end of the day, it's football. Everything's going to be in between the lines.
Well, we talk about defense with you, but in high school you ran the ball quite a bit too. Like 2,000 plus yards. Do you miss that part?
I be messing with Spalding sometimes. Like if you want to throw me in there, I do miss running the rock. It's actually funny because like my first offer was at running back. Funny enough, so it was like me going to playing linebacker. I just started falling in love with being on that side of the ball.
So are you a power back, or you make a miss, or you just run right through people?
You know what? I was a little bit all over. I was also a state hurtler, so I had some wheels at the time. I bulked up just a little bit, so probably not as quick, but I still be thinking about the glory days.
But different sports too. I know Coach Fickell's talked about it. We all know his love of the sport of wrestling, but being in track and field and all that, that's pretty important for you just to experience different sports, I would think. Right?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, like I would advise that to all guys coming up. Just touch everything you can. Baseball, basketball, track. It doesn't really matter. What it really builds is character and then the competitive edge. So it's definitely helped me.
You mentioned coming here, being close to home, just outside Chicago. I imagine it for the family, friends from high school and all that.
Yeah.
A little easier commute to come to Camp Randall Stadium. That's got to be fun for you to look up in the stands and know you got a lot of familiar faces.
Yeah, no doubt. It's definitely been a game changer in my career to have, my family here almost at every single game. It means a lot to me to know that, like, look, it's a 2-hour trip. So whether they want to come up a weekend, just visit, say hi, or obviously come to any game, they're there.
Final thought, the Big Ten is so big now, and so is the ACC.
Mm-hmm.
The conferences used to be labeled a certain way, and I don't know if you could do that anymore. Is there What differences, if any, have you noticed between ACC football and Big Ten football?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would say here it's a lot more in between the tackles, a lot of downhill, inside zone, pound the gap, stretch, wide zone. I think over in the ACC a little bit more spread. They liked getting out on the surfaces and doing things. So playing with some of those guys at Carolina, it was a fun time because I got to see different styles of defense, and then coming in here, it's completely different. Like I said, culture, and that's kind of that change up that I was talking about, what I was kind of looking for, and just being able to kind of enhance my game in some of those different areas.
It's been fun to watch, man. Best of luck to you the rest of the way.
Thank you, boss. I appreciate it.
Sebastian Cheeks joining us. We'll take a break. More to come as we continue with the Badger Sports Report.
It's the simplest expression. The smallest thing that changes everything. A smile. So easy. A smile lights it up. Apologizes. And welcomes unconditionally. Because the shortest distance between two people is a smile.
Thank you.
Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by UW Health and is brought to you by Hy-Vee and by Construction Business Group, by Gruber Law Offices, and by WEA Member Benefits.
Here's Quest, left to right with the serve at Lutz. Duffy chases, then sets to the left side. That's Lee. Hand dig there by Simon. To Una, to the left to Mimi. A slam, and Leverett has the stop. Brought back in play by Schumacher. Tipped over by Lee. Badgers grab it. Horner, setter dump, and it's down. The setter dump from Horner ends set number 1 as Wisconsin wins the first by 11. Here is Natalie Wardlow with a nasty serve off Lutz. It's saved past the end line. Schumacher with a great diving attempt back over. Booth in the middle. Saved by Lola again. Leverett to Collier, to Horner, to the left pin. Vigich again picked up by Lola. To the left side, Leverett shut down at the net by Carter Booth. What a rally, and the Badgers defense comes up clutch. 24-20. Right hand across, scooped up by the Bruins to the left side. Shut down at the net is Maggie Lee. A block ends set number 2 as Wisconsin's defense ends it in the second, 25-20, and the 9th-ranked Badgers lead number 23 UCLA 2-0. 24-21, third set score. Here's Kristen Simon. Badgers freshman libero. Short serve, it's gonna drop down. It's an ace to end it. 25-21 in the third. The Badgers pick up a top 25 win and bury the Bruins tonight in Madison.
Yeah, I feel super comfortable. I think the group of people that I'm surrounded by make it super easy to be confident and free when I'm playing out there. So they have my back no matter what. There's a ton of knowledge on the bench, so I've been learning a ton. And then when I make a mistake, or when anyone makes a mistake, it's never anger. We always have each other's back. So it's a super easy group to come into.
Here's Rainbow. Passes it to Zahemsky, and it's in! Matthew Zahemsky with the golden chance.
Badgers, dangerous opportunity, a shot from point-blank range.
Here's Venucio at the point, over to Eden, has a goal today, takes a shot, going toward the net, and it falls in. Did it take a touch? We're not sure. Eden thinks she got it.
Niles tucked Minnesota State now. No, Finley goes all the box. He's got some room. Finley shot, score! A sneak attack for one of the nation's best, and the deficit down to 1.
This difficult schedule certainly gets no easier for the Wisconsin Badgers as they get ready to hop on a plane and head out west to Eugene, Oregon for a Saturday matchup against the reigning Big Ten champion, Oregon Ducks. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, WEAbenefits.com.
Every farmer wants to up their uptime, so we purposefully designed our tractors and implements to keep you in the field. Tailored for your operation, Case IH tractors are intuitive to use, easy to maintain, packed with the latest tech, and backed by dealer support you can trust. Because Case IH equipment isn't just built to work, it's built to work for you. Case IH, built by farmers.
Have you heard people say women's sports are having a moment?
It's not a moment.
Moments are fleeting. They come and they go.
This isn't just a moment.
But success is nothing new at Wisconsin.
History in Wisconsin.
There's a history here.
Age championship.
So let's celebrate women's sports for what it really is.
It's not a moment. It's not a moment.
It's a movement.
And you're invited to come along for the ride.
UW Health, proud title sponsor of Badger Women's Sports.